evening, everybody. It's your host, Sergeant Friday, with Your Ass Hurts News Network. And as some of you know, many people come through here and they leave with their ass hurt. And that's why we named the place Your Ass Hurts News Network. Now, I do have something here I want to show. I'll probably show this a few times throughout the fucking stream. I find it rather humorous. And, for my naysayers and for those that have left with your ass hurting, this is for you.
Come closer. What is the sound of one hand clapping?
I don't know. What is the sound of one?
Oh, Christ, that's just too funny. What is the sound of one hand clapping? Welcome, everybody. Good evening. It's a wonderful day. As usual, I'm doing awesome. As usual. I'm sure many of you are also doing awesome. And for those of you not doing awesome, you're doing awesome. And what do we got here? We got a little bit of a show, a little bit of talk, a little bit of reminder to those that are blissfully ignorant that you're supposed to talk truth to power. You're not supposed to take the powers of the narrative and run around like it's your long lost fucking love. It's to be questioned. It's to be they're to respond. They're to give you sensible answers to your questions. That's what the news media is for. Hi there, SRB or Buddy. Did you get my intro? Did you see my favorite clip? Okay, yeah.
Come closer.
Come closer.
What is the sound of one hand clapping?
I don't know. What is the sound of?
Oops. Uh-oh, I just realized my microphone was displaced. You missed that intro, huh? Well, come on. I'll play it again.
Come closer. What is the sound of one hand clapping?
I don't know. What is the sound of one?
Yikes. Yeah. Your Ass Hurts News Network supports that one hand clap. What's up there, Seahawk fan? And good evening to those that are joining, jumping in. I think the people from X, we're going to go back over to X, see what we got going on there, because I do seem to get a few people from X. You know, we're never going to be a top media outlet. Oh, 1 minute. Feedback. Mute them. I do want to say hi and post that link for those over at X. You know, because I'm a coward and I won't bring people into my stream that I disagree with. We all know that, right? But in fact, I will bring people into my stream that I disagree with. And you're going to leave here with your ass hurting if you're not reasonable and you're not sensible. That's just the way we roll over here. I'll stop sharing that. We'll come back to a normal screen. Boom. Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. Is that shit an epic video or what? No. What is the sound of a one-handed clapping? Yeah, I had the microphone behind me and it's stowaway place for when it's not in use. And yeah, that didn't work out too good. And again, if anybody looks on YouTube at the top of the stream, there is a link. That link will bring you into my StreamYard studio, which will allow you to come up on the panel. This is open to anyone. Yeah, even those people that have already had an ass hurting when they came through here, they're even welcome to come back. Unless you're blocked, then if you're Rollo clown, you're one of those that I just I wouldn't want to talk to you if talking to you meant I could save my life. I would rather just comfortably move on and join fucking hands with the Lord than endure any conversation with an idiot like that. You know, life is life, man. For all of us, it's going to come to a stop sooner or later. And anyway, so the topic is really, why is it that the mainstream media and all of these other ass lickers that want to join the mainstream media, like the drunk turkey, why is it they never really speak truth to power? And the narrative that's given them is generally, it's a contextual framing of circumstances that often doesn't even fit what you're looking at. And yet these people just happily ho hum run around with it like there's some self-fucking described guru of knowledge. And typically they're just blissfully ignorant, not realizing that you have to question the people that are in charge. I mean, that's the whole point of being an American, not to hold hands with them, right? I mean, me, myself, and I was not blocked. No, I think I blocked recently. It was just Rollo the Clown. And I personally haven't blocked many people. I think a lot of people were blocked through moderation. You moderators, yes or no, those that are moderators, are you able to block people on here? Where's TBC? Who's TBC? I don't know who TBC is. We got 14 watching over there on the tube of views, YouTubes, 37 total combined, and we have exactly one person watching me on Rumble, and I'm pretty sure that person watching me on Rumble is me. For fuck's sakes, what's the world coming to? Oh my God. You gotta love it, man. Yep, thank you. Susie Q is over there on X. She gave me a she re-X'd my tweet or whatever the hell you want to call it from now on. I don't know what to call those things over there anymore. But I'm just curious, why is it that only people they disagree with? So nobody questions the veracity of all the statements that's made on the left or from the Democrats, or I call them the scumocrats or the criminalocrats or the fucking masturbating to their mother's pictures or crat. That was a good one, wasn't it, last night? You're just probably sitting around masturbating to your mom's picture, you sick bastards. How many times have you got into a verbal confrontation and somebody come out of the fucking left field with something like that? I mean, what, that's what I was talking to a friend today. They said, what's wrong with you? I was like, I don't even know. But how do you defend yourself from that kind of a statement, right? Completely comes out of nowhere. And I've decided that that's probably the best way to deal with women when you're arguing. You just produce some of the most nonsensical, non-violent, non-argumentative statements that you could possibly dream of. And the whole argument probably will go away because it's trying to decipher what it was you just said. And I think that's an effective way to get out of an argument. I could be wrong, but I suggest everybody try that. Just come up with a nonsensical reply. I mean, the moon dust on the moon, that's nothing like any of the dirt on the ground here on the earth is like, what time is it? Didn't we have an appointment? Am I late? Hey, did you see that bird over there? And if you just start talking off bullshit like that, people aren't going to want to argue with you. I'm pretty sure that's the way to kill an argument. Especially one in which you're in the wrong. Especially if you're in the wrong. Uh-oh, Carl. Carl, where's the woman you were chasing around? Did you chase her around so much that she ran away, Carl? Carl Ferguson? What happened? I forget her name. I'll know her name when someone puts it up on the screen. I can't remember her name. Who did you chase one of my subscribers away, Carl? What did you do with your lawnmower? Tell me. Uh-oh. Someone was confused in what to do in those crucial 10 seconds. Well, fake it till you make it, I guess. No, who was he chasing with his mower, folks? You guys know. Carl was hot for someone on here. I can't remember. But anyways, truth to power. It just seems to make sense why you wouldn't question truth to power. The same thing when it comes even to the administration that you support. Right? So if you supported the dead man walking, commonly known as Joe Biden, why didn't anybody question what he was doing? You guys giving pardons to people that haven't even been accused of a crime. Pardon me. Currently having personal issues, family related. Yeah, good cover. That's good cover. That is awesome. Yeah, he was chasing Miss W. But now Miss W says, we should have a pool party at my house. Absolutely. 100%. But Carl, that's just interesting that she's got some family issues and stuff, and that's a good excuse, I guess. Good cover is what we call a statement like that. She's covering for something. I think they chased her off the internet. What might have happened, Carl? Chasing her down with a rear engine lawnmower. Flying around. Cutting everybody's yard but your own. So CBS, NBC, Fox, and all the other ones, Howard Blum, Steve Gonzalez. That poor bastard's got everything that poor guy's ever told us has been a lie. And, I don't know why he wasn't questioning the people giving him that information. It seems incredulous that he's unable to notice a lie. And, the Lost Weekend. Yeah, you guys could come on over here for the Lost Weekend. I do have personal showings for a specific blonde, brunette, and redhead. And they would be private tours. They can anywhere from Carl's 10-second statement to forever. God only knows. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. Okay. I guess then she's not just making up an excuse to hide from Carl. That's all I was curious about. Yeah, the big media, they just piss. And then the questions they ask are just demeaning, or they're trying to show they're smarter than the people they're talking to. And it's like, come on, man. I get a big kick out of what just happened in the Middle East. We came, we bombed, we left. Exactly what we were told was going to happen. That's what happened. And now apparently they're all willing to stop shooting at each other. Huh. Boy, but you listen to these experts and blah, 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 blah. That country's been a nightmare since they kidnapped our Americans in 1979, for those of you that aren't old enough to remember. That's why the song Bomb, 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 Iran, that's why it came out. Oh man, the memories and the information shared with the younger folk is it's shamefully deficient. And we'll see if Iran. I mean, what's Iran going to do really? How many more missiles do you think they have? And do you really think that they're going to stock up on more missiles and start shooting them at our bases? Come on. They got Chinese air defense systems that didn't do anything. To my understanding, there wasn't a single Israeli plane lost, nor an American plane. No matter what claims they make, show me the record, show me the proof. It's just, it's just sad. Yeah, there was that song, Bomb Iran. But, people forget the hostages they took for 300 or 400 something. A long fucking time, okay? And, that's why Jimmy Carter lost the presidency. That against many other things. He was a fumble fuck, that guy. He wrecked everything. One thing I'd like to see Trump accomplish is get these credit card interest rates down. Now I've got what do I got? 2 credit cards. But the card that I use constantly, because they give me a 2% cash back, which is non-taxable. How interesting is that? So I'll spend, $100,000 to $200,000 on that credit card a year and get 2% back on that money. So you're talking $2,000 to $4,000 a year, and it's tax-free income. But if I miss a payment, right, or if I decide to try to carry a payment for a period of time, the interest rate is 29 point something %. And this is the interesting thing. This is why I think a lot of what we live through is just backwards. And maybe just everything being backwards is why there's so many blissfully ignorant motherfuckers out there. But why are you paying me 2% to use your credit card? Just think about that. Something cost $100. I paid $100, but you give me back $2 on that purchase. I didn't buy it from you. I bought it from fucking gas station, a grocery store, a fucking Home Depot, Amazon, anywhere. And you're going to give me $2 for using your credit card that I pay off in full every month. And then guys or women and families that are a little bit behind, that are just struggling to make ends meet, you charge them 30% interest. It's like, man. Yeah, it's just kind of crazy how our system is in some respects. But it is what it is, right? I mean, I can't not take advantage of it. I got to spend that money on material for my business. And 2% doesn't seem like a lot of money, and I'll say you're right. But 2% is more than 0%, right? And if you use it and make enough purchases with it, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Even if you only spend $50,000 a year, pay your car with it, pay your mortgage with it, pay everything you can with it, and pay it off at the end of the month. And you'd be surprised that money does add up. You want some extra savings money, you want some extra money or whatever. Well, I don't know if that's true that 95% won't, but it's But anyway, you take advantage of that. But it goes back to the old adage. How many of you have heard this before? It takes money to make money. And that, that's an understandable truth once you've got money to understand it. And then it's something like I remember saying it was like, yeah, but if you don't got no money, you can't make no money. That's not entirely true, but that's really the dichotomy of what you're hearing when you hear it takes money to make money. But back to these nightmares, these blissfully ignorant motherfuckers. And Steve Gonzalez, I think Steve Gonzalez actually he broke the gag order. I wonder if Steve Gonzalez himself shouldn't be investigated for what he's done and the contacts or connections that he's had. Because let's be clear, everything Steve told us was true. Okay? Partially true. He framed it all around Koberger, but the fact of the matter is, Hunter going into that house wasn't really known until he started talking about it. What's up there, Sharp? I'm a Sharp. In the shower without a webcam broadcasting it across your Ass Hurts News Network? Come on now. So everything the guy has told us. He said it was nonsense that these girls were texting during the crime. Now we know, in fact, they were texting during the crime. It's just crazy. Everything this guy has said has turned out to be false. And he should be questioning the narrative that it's being fed to him. And when everything that's fed you turns out to be false, Steve, I don't know. There might be some fucking clue in there somewhere. Crossroads accounting and tax. TurboTax. And people listen in the shower. You freaks. But I'm glad it's women listening in the shower and not dudes. So yeah, continue. Carl chased Miss W the hell out of here. That's the story, and I'm sticking to it. Him and his little rear engine riding mower. I mean that's the thing with riding lawnmowers. Self-respecting people that buy riding lawnmowers want the motor in front, not in back, unless it's a zero turn. But even them, I'm not so sure they're a better mower. I like looking across the hood of that tractor and moving on down across my fucking 40 by 60 front yard. And the DoorDash chick to be the eye. If he's relying on the DoorDash chick to be his eyewitness, that's going to be a fucking party right there. I don't know how you use meth. Do you smoke it? Do you inject it? Do you snort it? I don't know. I've never used meth. I'm a crack baby from way back in the day. And so I have no clue how you take meth. I know heroin. I suppose you use a needle on it with hair. I don't know. But I say for the Cracker Claus Thompson, good luck with that fucking witness. Right? It has a 60-inch deck. Well, if she was there, she should be a suspect. Abso-fucking-lutely. If she was there, no, here's the best part about her being there. You're welcome to come up there, and you probably won't, Jess, for whatever reason. But that's all right. I'm not taking it personally, you son of a bitch. Anyway, the best part about her being there is all the erratic movements of suspect vehicle 1 are probably her. I mean, how you like them fucking apples? And I'll tell you what else, too. I bet you they kept that woman, and they didn't even, if she is going to be a witness and they're now finally disclosing it, that's some half-ass jerk-off fucking move right there. Because I bet you whatever vehicle she was driving that night would confirm the erratic driving and the multiple trips over into that area. I bet you suspect, and I said this in the beginning, and many of you were saying it yourselves, that the movements of this so-called murder vehicle is more in tune with a delivery vehicle. Uh-oh. Somebody that's ill is joining the stream. Sick, what's going on, Sick?
I just joined just briefly, so you know I'm not bullshitting you.
Oh, this is you. You look like some old broken down man that you just eat too much. What happened to you?
Oh fuck, I am old and broken down. I've been sweating and shivering for a couple days now.
What the hell? You got cat scratch fever? What are you doing in these nightclubs over there, Jess?
No nightclubs for me, just family and stuff. But yeah, I got some kind of a flu. I'm starting to come around. I was able to get up and get around a little bit today, but yeah, still not 100% by any stretch of the imagination, as you can probably see.
Yeah, it didn't even look like you. That's a bad angle, bro. You look like a big overweight Bert from the Bert and Ernie show.
You look like shit, I guess is what you're trying to say.
Okay. No argument from me.
So I just wanted to come on just so you know it's not that I'm dodging you or anything.
Well, get your ass better, man. Do some exercise. Force yourself to move around. You got a fever?
Yeah, I got a pretty good fever. I've been covered in sweat while sweating and not knowing whether you're hot or cold. You know that feeling?
Are you eating?
Little bits here and there, but like I said, I should be probably good by tomorrow. I've
force yourself to eat. That's what I've always done when I don't feel well. I force myself to eat.
Yeah, I've been getting at least
banana
a couple
splits,
meals.
brother. Banana splits I had pneumonia, and the whole pneumonia, the only thing I could taste was a banana split, and I ate banana splits for like 4 days straight. I went through a couple of gallons of ice cream. It was badass.
Strawberry milkshake, of a bunch of pills, and couple hours nap, and I should be ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, well, you get better, and you're welcome up here anytime. You know that. I fuck with you just for the sake of, you're easy to fuck with, and you fuck with me back.
All right, well, I'll save the panel space for the healthy people, and I'll go back to bed now.
Huh. Well, there we go. We had to do the natural, how your guest leaves the studio on a Sarge show, so they get booted. There's the door. Whack. Boot in the ass. You're out of here. Where's Twitter Bug there, or Twizzle Stick, or whatever his name is? A banana split is like, just can't beat a banana split. It's one of those things that God made that man just gets to enjoy. Now here's a piece of fucking useless information. With the number 1 you knew and the number 2 you didn't know. But how many of you know bananas are radioactive? 1 yes, 2 no. How many of you knew that? Come on, we're testing the knowledge of the guests. How many of you know or knew that a banana was radioactive? 1 yes, 2 no. I bet you most of you didn't know that. But potassium is radioactive. Huh. See that? A curious Rose who's a registered nurse didn't know. David Bird. No idea who David Bird is, but he's probably a little flighty. He didn't know. Come on, next. Let's see if I got something to say about every name that comes across the stream. That's always been my husband's philosophy too. Sweat it out. They say, what is it? Starve a cold, feed a fever. I think that's what it is. Or is it starve a fever, feed a cold? I just keep eating. Even if I don't want to eat, even if I do, like, bleh. I did not know a curious Rose. And you're a registered nurse. So who else didn't know? Come on. Let's see it there. Starve a cold, feed the fever. So anyway, back to CBS, NBC, Fox, and any other of these jerk-off fucking news stations. These Howard Blums, these Pattersons, the fucking Conclave clan leader, fucking douchebag Steve. I mean, he's even slipped in one of the videos I saw today. He was calling that house a drug, and then he stopped. I mean, if Judge can say Koberger, and you guys interpret that as Kopaka, when he slipped up and said they didn't know that they were going to get their phones and search the house, and like they had to clean the place, like for drug, I mean, yeah. Unsweetened tea is good stuff too. Unsweetened tea. What kind of maniac are you? Unsweetened tea? Look at that. I taught her something new. You'd have to be a very special person to get those kind of pics. It's something I've never done and can't imagine doing it. I'm thinking, are you referring to showering with the video broadcasting across the your Ass Hurts News Network? Well, what the hell? You could broadcast from the shower and just show your eyes and face. Ain't no one said nothing about like exposing yourself, you freak. What kind of dirty thoughts are going through your mind, Thomas Sharp, the K-Bar? What's up with that, Mrs. K-Bar? Sweat is poison leaving the body. I don't know. Unsweetened tea. It's like unsweetened iced tea or something. How could you even attempt to drink that? I said everything is better with sugar on it. Okay? Even spaghetti sauce is better with sugar in it. That's how you take the bitterness out of it. Eggplant. When you're draining your eggplant. Anyway, we're not going to turn this into a cooking show. Because I probably could run circles around all the women in here when it comes to cooking. I'm pretty confident of that. Anyway, talk truth to power. Instead of coddling the bullshit that the people in power are telling you and running around like you learned something, when you question and try to get the truth out of them, you're going to learn something. Yeah, I need my tea sweet. Me too. Oh my God, you filthy animal. That was said in the movie. I thought that shit was funny. Cooking with Sarge. Absolutely. I drink about 3 quarts of unsweetened tea daily. Well, 3 quarts of it? What the hell's wrong with you? Who drinks that much unsweetened tea? Oh, excuse me. I ended up with a poverty plate tonight. And that's when I put onions and peppers, and I take tater tots and smash them into home fries. And then sliced hot dog. And I cook it all together. Right? Classic movie called You Filthy Animal. That was from that Home Alone. Some things in movies I do remember. The stupid movies I enjoy the most. I do love stupidity. It's wild to see how funny stupidity can be. What the hell? I was talking to a friend today. He's not really that tall. And I reminded him, don't give advice when you're not even tall enough to reach something off a fucking top of a desk. If you need help to get something off a desk, you ain't a person to be giving anybody any advice. He hung up on me. Oh my God. What kind of higher thinking can you have when you're that short? That's just an observation. Listen, and I'm open to be corrected. I have no objection to being corrected, but when you're that short, the process of higher thinking may be out of your reach. Keep the change, you filthy animal. Unbelievable. Yeah, and I those other folks are out there again, probably screaming with their bullshit that they saw a white car. And that it must be Brian must have broke out of jail or something. Yeah, movie. I like the Airplane. I picked a bad day to quit drinking. I picked a bad day to quit taking amphetamines. I picked a bad day to stop sniffing glue. Remember that fucking guy? That shit was wild. Quit calling me Shirley. Yeah. Oh, Biff is here. We have Biff in the house. Biff, who's afraid to click on the link and come up on the panel. Because Biff must not speak English. To the best of my knowledge. I don't even think she talks on the video she makes. It's just words and repeating of the same thing over. It's crazy. Short people got bad day to quit sniffing glue. And not bad dad, but a bad day. SRB, your buddy Biff is here. And in my stream, she's Biff. You call her whatever you want, anywhere else you're at, except here. In here, she's Biff. Biff the Fantastic. Unreal, man. But I was out in the pool today. Man, oh man, was that pleasurable. Swimming around. I put on a couple of fucking YouTube channels. Then I turned them off and turned on some music. had some coffee, floated around, called my friends that were at work, asked them what it was like being out there in the fucking heat with no relief. They're like, you're in the pool, ain't you? Yeah. And they hang up on me. I've trained everybody to hang up on me, or I hang up on you first. I think I've told you this before. I go to a car shop where a bunch of us hang out. I've got men as old as 80 playing musical fucking chairs because I am the first one to do the most goofy thing. Yeah, my pool was 88 degrees. It was wonderful. And I went in there after the sun, when the sun isn't hitting the pool anymore. But I was in there this afternoon. I do got somewhat of a mild sunburn, but I use SPF 30 just because I'm sure there's chemicals in there that are good for me, even if they're not. But I will brown up now as long as we can maintain a summer. We've had a shitty summer so far. Most years I'm swimming in May, April, May. There's days where there's a week maybe where you can get in the pool and then it stays steady from June forward. But this year, this was the first time I was in the pool this past weekend. Because it's either raining up here or it's going down to 50 at night and going up to 70 in the day. You know? Go for the 50, you'll still get a thing. No, I don't mind a little bit of a burn. I don't mind it at all. It causes a layer of skin to die and flake off, which is good. I can leave my DNA everywhere in non-microscopic quantities. That's my goal. I don't want to just look like pig pen. I want to look like fucking parts are flying off me when I move around. So yeah, the sun is good for baking off the layer of skin that's facing the sun. So a suntan ain't bad for you. A little sunburn ain't gonna hurt you. I figure that way if I commit a crime, I can't have all this ambiguity about transfer. It was him. Look at it. It's shaped like his shoulder. Look at this. Oh my! Lay it on his back. You could follow that piece of skin follows the impression of his spine. It's definitely him. We don't need a microscope. Slug off the skin anywhere you want and fuck it. Yep, go into the store and just shake yourself like a dog. Oh my God. I could do that. You know how dogs shake their head real fast? I haven't done it in years, but I used to be able to do that. And let my tongue flop around. I would sound just like a fucking, I don't even know. Yeah, there wasn't anything beyond SPF. There's some fucking bullshit in those sprays that are supposed to be harmful to you. I don't know. And it doesn't seem like what's the deal with it? Only white people have this problem with the sun. I don't think Asian people have the problem with the sun that we do. I don't think black people have the problem with the sun. I don't think Mexican people have the problem with the sun. I mean, if there's any aliens on the planet, it's the fucking white people. If you think about it, it's fucking incredible. I think everybody else is indigenous to Earth except us. I don't know how the fuck we got here, but somewhere there's probably some ship somewhere. They talk about Noah's Ark. I don't think it was an ark for a flood. I think it was how we got here. Yeah, but they don't really, people that have melanoma in their skin that are just, their complexions are naturally darker, don't really have the problems with the sun that we do. I'm not saying they have no problems, but they're better acclimated to the sunshine than we are. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Just us white folk. Where the fuck did we come from? I don't know. We're an aberration if you really want to get down and be honest about it. She laid out today and was hoping no bears came in the yard. Well, bears? What the hell's up with bears in your yard? I'll save you. But let me see your avatar. Isn't there some dude in your avatar with you? Is that your husband or something? Or your boyfriend? Who is that in the avatar with you? Thomas Sharp. That's not even your real name. You're not Thomas. Aren't you the female in that picture? We are a breed of our own. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, Texas heat's kind of brutal. And where's the redhead there? What's her name? Coco? Is that her name? Coco? Yeah. Thomas is Miss Charlotte. Well, why does her name say Thomas Sharp? What the hell is that all about? Did I ban you or something and you're on here in a different name? Uh-oh. Texas is brutal, born and raised. But yeah, seems to me the white people are the oddity. Yeah. Maybe I should do a stream on all the peculiarities of what it is to be a white person and white people in history. It's like we just fucking poof, came out of nowhere. It's absolutely incredible. No, I don't know that that's true, man. You see how many, I don't know about your area, but my area, it used to be the case that all the asphalt workers were black Americans. I've always wondered that too. Isn't the heat killing them? Is Texas heat humid or is it dry? Humid heat does piss me off. Yeah, see that fizzy cake? Book him, Dano. What up, Sarge? Hawaii 5-0. Oh, nothing. I thought I was going to do a stream on stuff, but now I'm doing a stream on nothing. It's the stream about nothing. I figured I'd burn up an hour talking about nothing. Actually interacting with the chat room. Is basically what this has been the whole stream. I don't mind. I think a dry heat. It was 105 in Cleveland today. That's no big deal. Biff, there's a link at the top of the page. Biff, grow some balls, Biff, and bring it. It's a dry heat that's brutal. I don't know, man. Humidity is kind of tough. All the pitbullpotamuses want to do is swim. What's a pitbullpotamus? Yeah, humid heat slows your ass right down. You can't even shed heat because your skin can't evaporate the sweat. A humid heat is a tough heat, man. It's a quagmire of a situation. Where dry heat, at least you can sweat off. The process of cooling is through the evaporation of the fucking moisture in your body, right? We are a breed of our own. I have no idea what a hippopotamus is, but apparently it's funny according to Lucy. Biff. It's suffocating when it's high humidity and high heat. It certainly is, man. It's like walking through a fucking cloud. Do you know when you see those big thunderstorms, those big thunder clouds? That them things could weigh billions of tons floating in the air like that? Fucking incredible, isn't it? Them clouds are just water vapor. Billions of tons of it. Maybe trillions. When you see these big storm systems moving. You gotta wonder how the fuck does it float like that? And it's pretty simple, but it does. Sweat also is brutal. Sweat is brutal. And your pants stick in it. Yeah, it can be brutal. There's no doubt about it. But the evaporation doesn't happen in humidity. Sorry, I'm yawning. I was in bed early and woke up late. Yeah, that was nice going from the. I keep my house around 72 degrees. I keep the humidity as low as possible in the summer in the house, and that's how I roll. And then, like, I probably should have cut the grass today, Carl, on my Toro wheel horse. I got it down to about 6 minutes. It takes me to do all of my yard work. I invest 6 minutes or so a week, maybe 10, if I got to bring out the sprayer and do some spraying of the weeds in the gravel. But other than that, 6-minute ride back into the garage, park, and move on. SRB, you're said to rock. I don't know what it is to see rock. We got Demon Dog in there. That just looks like a pittypotamus. What do we got? I don't know. Someone throw a towel. What do you guys think of Iran and Israel? The war may be over. The war may be over. It appears like both sides are communicating a ceasefire, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, no problem, Thomas Sharp. But that's a nice will be a nice outcome to that conflict, right? Maybe we should go bomb Ukraine to shut that motherfucker up. Well, that's a story for a different night. I can't stand that leader of Ukraine. Can't stand that grifting fucking money thieving piece of shit over there. All connected to the fucking underhanded fucking criminal cartels of the globe. Yeah, there was no, I don't think there was ever a chance that we would have an actual war with Iran like we did with Iraq or Afghanistan. I think the chances of that happening anytime in the next many, many years is almost zero. There's just no need to put troops on the ground anymore. There really isn't. So, a country's hard pressed to start fighting other people when they can't get water to their citizens. Their sewers don't work. Their electricity don't work. They got no internet. I mean, you can incapacitate an entire nation with air power. You don't need to necessarily even target the civilians directly with weapons. No. The air conditioners, people may not know that, but air conditioners generally do dehumidify. But the newer air conditioners specifically have a cool dehumidify setting. And so at 72, I just keep my house 72 year round. If it's 10 below, it's 72 in here. If it's 100 degrees outside, it's 72 in here. It's just how, I don't know. Just seems to be an ideal temperature to live in. You can walk around. I walk around, in my home in shorts. And that's it. I got some slippers. I got a few pair of slippers so that I can throw some in the wash while I got another pair to keep wearing. Nice, soft, comfy, fluffy slips. It's kind of gay when you say it like that, but it is what it is. 72 is just pleasant. It's just, you really can't complain about 72. I mean, you can work up a sweat if you're doing extraneous activity in 72 degrees, but that goes for any temperature. But if you're just hanging around your house and doing what I'm doing, kicking it on the internet with you folks for a little while and going out to swim. I'll probably do that one more time tonight. Go out there and swim. Yeah, I think people worrying about World War III. Our main adversary in World War III is Russia. And they're in no position to attack us or come after us with nuclear weapons. Based on what? For one. And just so you folks know, it's, Iran launched missiles at our base. I haven't seen any battle damage assessment of what landed in Qatar, but I'm more inclined to believe most, if not all, of those missiles were shot down. We've made leaps and strides at defending ourselves against missiles, and that's not an easy thing to do. To shoot a missile down, it's probably one of the most difficult things any military could do. But wait a second now. Let me just present. Hang on, folks. This is important. Something we should be aware of. This is the educational moment from Your Ass Hurts News Network. A brief moment to educate the audience.
Come closer. What is the sound of one hand clapping?
I don't know. What is the sound of one? Oh!
Come closer. What is the sound of one hand clapping?
I don't know. What is the sound of one? Oh!
Yikes. Dirty bomb. Depleted uranium is, I guess you can call it a dirty bomb, but it really isn't. The whole purpose of it is the hardness of the material so that it's got penetrating power when it hits armor. That's the whole purpose of depleted uranium. Is it going to contaminate the area the wrong where it may? I don't know. Probably. But it's not highly enriched. I mean, uranium in its natural form has to be enriched. And there's a chemical process and a centrifugal process that needs to be, you got to separate the elements to get the U-2, I think it's U-238 comes out of there. And you then blah, 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 you end up with uranium-235. My supposition on that is that depleted uranium isn't highly enriched uranium, but uranium itself does have radioactive properties. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing what they do with it to make nuclear weapons, right? But it is not weapons grade uranium that it's, on contact or standing near it'll kill you. It's nowhere near that level of deadliness. And it's in the form that they're using it, and they use it generally in the Abrams tank round. Yeah, I agree with you there, Anna. The whole narrative on Brian Kohlberger is a story with no fucking, it's the Santa Claus story. It's a story where you find presents under your tree, and because you're a bewildered, you're literally are blissfully ignorant as a child. If you want to know, that's definitely an aspect of being a child. There's nothing wrong with that, but you're blissfully ignorant, right? And so the presents show up under the tree, and the idea that some fat guy came down a chimney in a house that you live in an apartment with no chimney, it's perplexing, but you got presents, so you just run with it. That describes a lot of these fucking these guilters. And on the other hand, you got people that'll argue that lack of evidence or even the questionability of what they're showing us proves he didn't do it. And that's just as silly, because it doesn't do that either. At best, it provides reasonable doubt, but reasonable doubt isn't proof of not committing a crime. And it's not Brian Kohlberger's responsibility to prove he didn't do it. It's his defense to be based on reasonable doubt. That the evidence here in front of us presented reasonably is doubt. It provides reasonable doubt that he was involved. And so the idea that he's guilty or innocent, to me, is not really a sensible angle to follow. And then the others, like fucking Rollo the clown, that want to tell you who did it, because they're looking at cell phone pics or what they think to be Kaylee sitting on a bed, or they're listening to videos and sounds of videos that they don't even know. They don't even know if those videos are actually sourced and they're accurate, but they'll swear to God they are. And they're going to tell you who committed the crime and when it was done, change the time, change the date. What the fuck? I don't even know. The ignorance of all of that is just beyond me. And you know what? In the end, I'll be very fair. Maybe I'm the ignorant one. Maybe all this ancillary fucking jumping around bullshit that leads you down rabbit holes is exactly what you're supposed to do. And to be very honest with you, if that's true, then, I'm one of those guys who'll tell you to go fuck yourself. I'd rather watch the grass grow. He lost you at masked people in the woods, people with capes. He's like that drip drop fucking guy. TikTok. Guy needs fucking penicillin, drip drop. Parachutes and helicopters and fucking climbing on trees with limbs that are fucking an inch and a half around. Yeah, you're a child would be remiss to try to stand on a limb that thin. But that's what he claimed. He shimmied down the limb and landed on the deck. Okay, there, TikTok. Just all of these crazy theories. And I don't understand how people find that entertaining. I just don't get it, man. There's 4 dead people here, and there's a prosecuting team and an investigating team that on their best fucking day couldn't find their own ass with both hands. And that's that. They don't get any attention paid to them. Remember, every single piece of data that you question that doesn't have an answer is provided to you by the one and only jerk-offs of the fucking Moscow Police Department, the FBI, and the district attorney's office down there. They're as much of a problem as the fact that somebody was in that town killing them 4 people. Someone or someone's. Those are the problems. All of these soothsayers, these fucking magical. I can look at I can't even imagine what the fuck goes through these people's heads. I couldn't live in a brain like that. I literally couldn't. Why do people think KG is in white sec? What is that? I don't even understand your question. Kaylee Gonzalez is in white sec? I don't know what white sec is. What is that? Yeah, the dude, what a douchebag with tunnels. And they came up through the tunnels. All these people saying the kids were killed somewhere else and brought back to the house. Okay. White sec is witness protection? I don't know. Nobody knows. All these people got all these theories, and I'm just saying the theories don't do anybody any good because you're not really addressing the problem. Truth to power. And the power in that community is the power that's put this information forward. They can't identify anybody that committed that crime because they didn't do the investigation as the investigation should have been done. Then they ripped the fucking house down. Now nobody can come in behind them and check. That's the problem. And because of all of that, there's no one questioning. There should be people on the media banning these Nancy Graces and these other idiots out there. There is no considered question. All they try to do is reinforce the ignorance that they're spreading. And this goes on so many streams, it's absolutely insane. The Karen Reed case, these people should be in prison for what they did, including the judge. All of these people should be in prison. They should be removed from their fucking positions, sanctioned, fined, prison, something, ridicule, billboards, fucking okay. Who the fuck are these? How are these people able to get away with all of this? Right in front of your fucking face, and there's no consequence. Same thing with your politicians. You go in broke as a joke, and in no time you're a multi-fucking millionaire, and you make $175,000 a year. Somebody explain that shit to me. You can't make sense of the senseless, but you're supposed to attack the senseless. You're supposed to demand answers and proof, receipts, pal, receipts. Show me the receipts. Show me the list of the people you engage with and hang out with. Yeah, I don't know what people believe. Who gives a fuck what people believe? I'm not going to question your belief in a God or lack thereof. And the last thing I want to do is talk to you about belief about information. I won't engage. If you believe information, you need your head examined. It's absolutely contrary to what you're supposed to do with information. Information tells a story, except the story is told. If information contradicts the story, amend your understanding and add the information that corrects it and move on with your life. This nonsense that we see these streamers doing and these news networks doing, and even if this kid did it, they have no business going after him and making up all these fucking stories. That's just not right. Hank Brennan committed fraud on that jury. Yeah. That's the key. When people believe something, I don't believe those girls stayed in the house. Well, I don't really give a fuck what you believe. The statements coming from the court say they were. And you can't analyze the situation if you don't at least start from that point and then find information to confirm your suspicion, right? Which I've been saying for years, which is exactly what's worked here. Confirm my suspicions. A lot of you know I had very suspicious of Dylan. And I've always kept the crime scene analysis and theories on only what was in the crime scene. You never see me bring people in from the outside from all these other videos and all these other actors out here. Because there's nothing in the court fucking documents to support their presence. But I can support the argument that Dylan and Bethany were in the home because that's what the court records are telling us. And if that turns out to be a lie, then I will reassess my understanding. I'm not going to invent the fucking idea they're not there and then try to assess the situation on something I can't prove. I don't understand how people manage information anymore. It's just shocking to me. That's like getting hiring a drilling rig and just start drilling antsy fucking pantsy for oil anywhere you want. I mean, who the fuck would do that? You need information, confirmable, verifiable data that's consistent with what a prospector for oil searches for before you just start drilling into the fucking ground. I mean, come on, man. NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox News, Howard Bloom, Steve Gonclaves, these other streamers. These people don't put any thought or any consideration to anything they say. They don't even consider the fact that they could be wrong. And if there's one thing I always do is I always consider that I can be wrong. I always consider the data given me could be inaccurate, but I refuse to treat it that way until I know it's inaccurate. I don't know how that's so difficult for people to wrap their head around. Like people like that Rollo the Clown. Where do people like that come from? What kind of fucking water do people like that drink? What is wrong with the people like that? How do they get to be that way? That should be a topic. How could someone tell you about a similar vehicle to suspect vehicle 1 and you not realize that they don't know what vehicle any fucking vehicle is there? Right? And what was it? In Lana Stream and somewhere else I read it. Oh, the story was out a long time ago, and I got attacked for this. In the very beginning, I said in Dago Stream before I ever I was on a panel. I mean, I don't even think I was on a panel. I started saying in this chat room that them fucking girls were on their phones during the fucking crime. I said that more than 2 years ago and got attacked as shaming the victims. I'm a victim shaming piece of shit. And Steve even said that that's nonsense. And now the truth comes forward. They were fucking absolutely on their phones while that crime was in progress. Why was I able to make that assessment? Because the police were so interested in their phones and they took downloads of the phones. And it was the phones that helped them establish the time of the crime. Therefore, their phones were in use during the fucking crime. That was clear in my head 2+ years ago. But I'm a victim shamer. And I don't help myself because I know I am kind of a fucking dick. I get it. That does keep people away from trying to hear my well-reasoned thought process. But I can't help not being a dick because I'm surrounded by so many fucking twits. Not necessarily anybody in the chat room, but you know what I mean? The streams, listening to the media, listening to these Howard Blums, listening to the fucking father's feet. Holy fuck. It's almost like someone said in order to know nothing, you got to run through a shitstorm. And all these people turned and just ran for the shitstorm. Not me, man. I don't want to get covered in shit. I'd rather sit back and let the shit find me. I'm been playing me hide and go fucking seek with that shit. Last year I was at a bar. My server looked just like Jack Showalter. Oh, Jack Showalter serving the other. Yeah. But I think most of you guys realize that's why I said some of these streams I will push for you guys to get the streams out into the public. I think the public needs to really find an effective way to understand what goes on around them when it comes to especially the arguing truth to power for the media. Their only truth is how much revenue can they generate. And you see that in a lot of these titles on these streams. Streamers do this. That's what I'm saying. People say, I don't listen to the mainstream media. I go for my own news. But generally, that means you're listening to alternative news providers, which are doing the exact same thing the mainstream media providers are doing. But maybe a little different. But they're pulling the same happy horseshit over your eyes. They're giving you the same fucking promising title of a fucking stream that ends up not being any promising. The title doesn't have anything to do with it. You see that on all of these networks, and you see it all over YouTube channels. Now all of a sudden there's a secret witness, and all this witness is the DoorDash driver. I'm sorry, but from what from the physical observations we've been able to make, that woman has been in a rough way for a long time. But it's worse than clickbait. That's the problem, King. It's way worse than clickbait. It's filth. You're a filthy motherfucker to put out a title suggesting that you've got something that's important for us all to read, and it isn't, and it's not in there. It's just sad. I just think people are there's something wrong with their fucking head. That a few pennies per click has got to have some more value than being honest with anybody willing to sit in a chat room like this. Anybody willing to sit here and listen to me. I'm not going to tell you lies. I'm not going to try to bait you in here. For what? That's why I say the stream's not monetized. I'm not doing this for the pleasure of income. I'm doing this just because, I'm a fucking dick and I need a place to vent. Uh-oh, the truth is out. Oh my God, the truth is out. That can't be. What Sarge needs something. What does he need? Let's see. Does Sarge know what a one-handed clap sounds like? I wonder.
Come closer. What is the sound of one hand clapping?
I don't know. What is the sound of one? Oh!
Oh, I can't get enough of that one. Ah. Oh my God. What is the sound of one hand? Oh man, I wish I had some more jokes, really. I pick them up here and there. That one I saved. The Instagram one. I got a couple of them that I saved. What is the other one here? Hang on, let me see it. Not system logs. This is it. Oh, yeah, this one. Hang on. I gotta back it up. This is another one. Because I've said this many times on my stream and other people's streams. My balls itch. I even got my Alexa to say, my balls itch. Oh, man.
My balls itch!
That's just stupid, man.
My balls itch!
Oh, it's just fucking much, man. That's just fucking stupid, man. But if you're a dude, you know for a fact that if you're put in a fucking straitjacket like that, right away your balls are going to start itching and you're fucked. That's just the way the world works. Don't ever get put in a straitjacket or restrained in such a way that you can't scratch your own balls because they're immediately going to fuck with you. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know what Steve G's game is, but Steve G is playing a very, very fucked up game. He's in one hand potentially falsely accusing somebody and defaming them, and on the other hand, he's potentially poisoning the prosecution against the guy that did it. I mean, I don't know, man. I smoke and I enjoy smoking, but if I worked at a fucking refinery of fuel or a gas station or a chemical fucking factory, you wouldn't find me smoking there. Okay? Because it's not just me that I'm putting at risk. It's everybody around the fucking plant. Okay? And so if offered a job to work at a gas facility, I'd say, nah, I don't want to work there. I can't sit down and enjoy a cup of coffee and a cigarette. I don't want to work there. And I wouldn't work there. No matter how much the money was, right? So, you got to have a fucking head on your shoulder and try to be a little fucking wise. Unbelievable. Yeah, me. I contacted my hairstylist today. And this person is like, unfortunately, for her, everything around her turns into her life is like one big catastrophe after another. So apparently today she said that her cousin and his wife and his daughter died in some boating accident somewhere. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't even talk to my cousins. All my cousins could be dead. I wouldn't even know. And I wanted to schedule a haircut. I was like, oh wow. That's the saddest thing I've heard in a long time. My condolences. Anything I can do? And that was it. I never heard back from her. I'm like, what the fuck, man? It's one catastrophe, and it's always involves people with deathly illnesses or death. I'm like, I don't know if those people are actually related to her. I don't even want to look it up and figure it out. But I don't know if she's adopting these other issues or if they're really part of her life, or I don't know what the fuck's going on. And honestly, I don't want to know. I just want my hair cut. all this other ancillary information and life's tragedies. I don't know what to say. I mean, we ain't close like that. We're just hair cutter and hair man with a head of hair. And yeah. So I don't know. How do you deal with that shit, ladies? Very strange. Echoes of clarity. Hey, Echoes. He's waiting to sue everybody. Yeah, I don't know if he's waiting to sue everybody. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I think that's it. I think that might be it, to be honest with you. Yep. Yep, because I saw something like that too. And then listen, this is the strangest thing in the world. I saw that news clip. It came up on my news feed, and I thought to myself, that sucks. And then I contacted my hairstylist because I was going to set up an appointment, and then she dumps that in my lap, and I'm like, damn. And I'm thinking, I just read that story. So I don't know if she's really related to them people or if she's adopting that story, or I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I'll accept that those are her relatives, sadly enough. But she does have a lot of tragic deaths that happen around her. And I don't know how many people are close with their cousins. I don't think that's a very common thing. How did YouTube steal your comment? What was your comment there, Tomboy Charm? What comment did you have? Yeah, we're having a slow night on YouTube. Only 44 of you animals out here. What are we doing over next? X has got 30 people. Huh. And we have 2 people at Rumble, me and somebody else. 100 and hell in Texas, and the AC picks today to go out. That's when you go to a fucking grocery store and take a long time shopping for a fucking apple. You wander up and down every aisle slowly. Yeah, that sucks, man. That's when you got to think, is there anything you need that you can go drive for so you can run around in the air-conditioned car? Tomorrow, I got to do some driving. I actually got to be up early. I got to meet a big delivery. And then I got to go to an existing site and drop some stuff off. Take a look-see around the property. And, yeah. Cheech and Chong, they rule. My balls itch. Oh, man. I get my Alexa to do everything but swear. And I changed the name from Alexa, and I kind of regret it. I call her computer. And every time the TV says something like there's a computer, a commercial for a computer, or you can't watch Star Trek anymore, it's just kind of fucking crazy. You put on Star Trek, and they're always saying computer, and then my Alexa turns on. And then she hears what they're saying, and she's like, I don't know that. I can't help you with that. I'm like, God damn, man. I need to turn Alexa off to watch Star Trek. It's crazy. My whole life is crazy. I don't get it. My own Alexa haunts me. I catch it turning on, listening every now and then. Twisted. It's twisted. I'm sick and tired of it. TBC. What the hell is TBC? Oh, that's Tomboy Charm. 100 Helen Tex. Yeah, you gotta. I don't know. Sit in front of a fan. Buy a new air conditioner. Don't be so cheap a guy. Is it a window air conditioner? Yeah. I want to get an AI. I want to get an AI that I could set on the table and talk to and interact with it. Even though I don't believe in artificial, to me, it's about as intelligent as a fucking rock. But it has access to so much of humanity's data that I find that in and of itself a very interesting thing to have. It's a great tool. And it helps me frame thoughts and talk about shit you really can't talk about to many people. Oh, everything in Texas is central air. Well, grab yourself one of those window units for the temporary. Grab one of those ones you roll around on the floor for the temporary. You should always have something like that laying around. Man, oh man. I don't know. It don't turn on. Is that what you're saying? It don't turn on? The capacitor, as you mentioned, is usually a big deal as to why they don't turn on. Sometimes it's just a dirty connection. So disconnect the power and clean all the connection leads. And, you know, yeah, I could talk to Siri. I use Elon Musk's Grok, and that's really about it. All right, well, folks, listen. This was the most nonsensical, go nowhere, have no topic stream that I've had in a long time, and I kind of liked it. Huh. The news agencies can, go fuck themselves. And Steve, with his happy horseshit, bullshit, half-truth fucking nonsense, can go fuck himself. Iran and Israel have both fucked themselves, and I think now they're going to have a peace deal, which is nice. And Howard Blum, I don't know. If the guy's of any use, it's for wiping your ass. Other than that, he's probably one of the most useful fucking money-grubbing fucks that we see publicly in true crime. And he's just one of a herd of these fucking people. So, for all of you out here, unit isn't even 4 years old. Well, I think you need a new unit. You might want to try HIMS. See if that company HIMS has got anything for your unit. Anyway, folks, you all be good or be bad. But if you're going to be bad, don't get caught. We'll talk with you later in the week or tomorrow or one other day. And until then, we'll see you.